He's wisely going hard into wood. You can see the berries over here. Why is he not gathering food? I just walked them past the Ottoman base. Maybe we should attack.
Hey everyone, good to see you again. You're tuned in to a 3v3 on Lipany. And usually I play opposite on this map, but I wanted to switch things up. I figured I'll play as the Ottomans in this game. I have noticed on Lipany that while the berries are very plentiful, it's also tempting because it's tempting to go Ottomans because I like them as a trade civ, and the neutral markets often spawn pretty generously. I think my last experience on Lipany gave me a really weird map spawn, so take that with a grain of salt with the whole the neutral markets spawn in nice spots. But still, I want to mix things up. I've been playing a lot of opposite lately and figured I'd mix things up. That said, I kind of wish I had gone opposite because we are up against two French opponents, one by the name of Lovely Mouse, the other by the name of Yodao, and we've also got a Mongol opponent by the name of Moon. As I said, I'm playing Ottomans. I have a French ally and an English ally. Pretty typical. That said, I really like the English-French-Ottoman combo. It's a very aggressive one, and my ally, or one of my allies, was basically saying, let's rush, like, let's put pressure on. And I agreed. It's a little scary to do that against two French opponents, but if you can bring a lot of spearmen, keep them near the opponent's knights, or just kind of scare them away, that can be a good move. We're going to see some delayed age up from myself and the Mongol opponent. Looks like the Mongol opponent decided to go with some early horsemen, but once that first Royal Knight comes out, these horsemen have to run, so it was an interesting decision there. Honestly, maybe the Dark Age Spearman with a Tower Rush would have been better. And now we're going to start putting on our pressure. We're seeing a lot of cavalry. Yep, there's the Royal Knights, there's the early horsemen, and there are my allies' longbowmen. Okay. I love longbowmen, but they're slow, and cavalry destroy them. So, he needs to keep these longbowmen near my spearmen, and my spearmen need to stay near these longbowmen. If we fall out of sync, and my spearmen move away from his longbowmen, they're all going to die. All these longbowmen are going to be dead. Ooh, I'm losing a villager here because of course, a random French knight rolling up to my base, and I've already sent out my spearmen, so this is unfortunate. We'll put down an outpost, but yeah, we can still see, I just got a glimpse of that knight again. Yep. We need to cancel back away. Oof, losing another. Now I'm just going to rally maybe one spearman to the front of my base. We're switching the military school over to Spahi, and yeah, we can get a blacksmith down. Ugh, I'm so sick of these knights. Yep, back off. And good, we got our spearmen. We'll use that first vizier point to get Anatolian Hills. Gives me a bunch of sheep and some better mining. Yep, there we go. And once this blacksmith goes down, my barracks can start pumping out spearmen whenever I need them. We got the hardened upgrade, so now again we have to keep our units near these longbowmen, or the longbowmen are doomed. And look at that, he goes with the speed arrow, but we're here. Now he also upgrades the horseman, but they target down the Khan and he's dead. You can see how much damage these longbowmen output, even against units that are supposedly strong against ranged units. And finally we reach someone's base. I was so frustrated with this ally for like doubling back and trying to shoot at French Royal Knights, which are just going to get the chivalry upgrade eventually anyway, so why injure those units? Instead, we want this. Juicy villagers. Oof, almost getting one. But we are causing them to retreat into the town center, so maybe we're going to stall this economy out. That said, back here, we're seeing some Royal Knights, but I've put Spearmen on a patrol route. If we want to duke it out with Royal Knights, we will. And we've got enough defenses. Now we can start rallying units up to the front lines to help out these longbowmen. French on French action. Always dangerous. But he did get a barracks, so he'll make Spearmen if he needs to. And yeah, we're getting our Spahi and our Spearmen to the front lines. Ooh, we separated a little bit from the longbowmen, but we're going to meet back up. And I will say that my ally, Shanae, the English player, is doing something smart with their longbowmen. Yeah, maybe they're not hitting the villagers all that often, but they're staying active with them, and they're rallying the longbowmen to their base rather than trickling them out. He's going to move them in groups. That way, when the Royal Knights show up, they don't pick off little individual longbowmen, which is good. We really want the longbowmen to stay in a big clump and to kind of stay stealthy as well. We want these groups to make it out and not get caught out by cavalry. So these are going to join up with the group, and they do have their +1 attack now. We'd love to get some more of these spearmen out. Yep, looks like that's what we're going to do. We'll also send this Spahi to harass our opponent. Yeah, there's 2 French players. One here, one here. Mongol player is up north. We're seeing traders from the French. But Shanae's quick on the draw, realizes these are valuable units. They're carrying 300 gold, so that's 600 gold lost. Well, 600 potential gold lost, and then what was spent on the traders. That's great. Shanae was also saying, hey, I'm getting down rams, don't worry about it. They're coming up soon. French ally, Fabian Janu, just kind of dealing with their own French harassment. It's kind of a question of who's being greedier. Looks like one of our French opponents is going trade, while our ally is going for deer and potentially another town center. He did get enough stone to put down a second town center. So yeah, my ally's playing a little greedy. It's kind of up to me and Shanae to put on that pressure that we were talking about at the beginning of the game. Like, hey, let's pressure. Okay, looks like it's just going to be us two. Although I did get a Spahi over here, and look at how many markets are down here. They're all just doing the trade trick with this neutral market. He's going to probably send them up into the corner to gather up all this gold. Thankfully, my Spahi's here and getting a few stabs in. But this is where the action is, and look at me trying to screen for these longbowmen. I need to work in conjunction with Shanae's longbowmen and just constantly avoid these Mongol archers, but coming and jumping into the cluster of longbowmen whenever this cavalry comes by. Oof, this is so many longbowmen. Did you see the damage being output? Look at that. They're just shredding these units. Oof. That's looking really good. It looks like we're even finding some villagers here. Not many, but... And with only one Spahi, we're not really going to take anything out. That said, we are kind of advertising for our French ally. Oh no, our French ally's getting the second town center down. Looking good. The ram was lost. And I'm wondering if this pressure is worth it. Are we really doing good out here? Well, let's check incomes, because that's kind of going to be the big indicator. Like, are people getting away with economic advantages while we're putting on this pressure? I hope not. Rallying more spearmen, more Spahi up. I mean, I'm getting... I've already gotten my second town center down. And we've rounded out a lot of our... oh, we gotta get these units out to the front line. We are rounding out our production, so that feels really good. But are we getting villager kills? Not so much. Really, we're just trading with military units. And we can see the French opponent... I don't know about this gold income. That's probably from a burst of traders finally making it. Because, yeah, he's really trying to take advantage of trade with these 4 markets doing the trade trick. As long as just a few traders make it across the map, he's going to get a huge burst of gold, and his income for gold is going to look insane. Though he is getting a lot of food still. The Mongol opponent, only at maybe 1k resources. He's definitely been producing military units rather than getting economic advantages. And this is looking good. Look at these longbowmen just shooting down all these units. My spearmen don't have to do anything because there's no cavalry here. We're not scared. There's the French knights down there, but as long as the longbowmen are shooting, it's good. These longbowmen need to get up with the group, stay near my spearmen. This is looking great. But once again, we're getting really good military kills. We're just not getting villager kills. Tim Moon's at maybe 1k. Yodao's maybe at 1k. I'm above 1k, maybe 1.5. Shanae's just getting a lot of wood. He really needs to do a farm transition, but I'm not seeing anything. He really needs to get down some more. Oh, and here come the French Royal Knights. He's got to retreat these villagers. You just knew it was going to happen. Yeah, got to retreat. More rams going down. What a commitment from Shanae. And Fabian's up to 1.5k, looking good. Yeah, there's that gold income that I was talking about. It was just a burst because of the traders. And now look at this. Fabian is in... who is this? Lovely Mouse's base and just cutting down all these traders. If I were Fabian, I wouldn't even duke it out with these Royal Knights. I would just train all of my knights on these traders because it's so worth it to just take them out. Up here, the rams are a little exposed. We're seeing a lot of military units. We're seeing a bunch of Royal Knights from Lovely Mouse, a bunch of Royal Knights from Yodao. We've got tons of archers from Moon, the Malian opponent, or the Mongol opponent. That said, we just get a burst of spearmen to the front lines, and now all of these French Royal Knights are going down. Look at that. Yodao wasn't paying attention. He wasn't joining the battle just yet. He runs into my spearmen and has to back away. Khan goes down. Yeah, there's still tons of archers here, and I don't want my spearmen engaging with them. Really want to pull these spearmen back. They've done their job, and now the longbowmen should just exchange fire with these Mongol archers. We're having to retreat because it was a 3v2, essentially. My spearmen are trading with the French Royal Knights, and now we're just going to continue to back off. And now I'm just kind of messaging Shanae, being like, I think we need to bail. I think we're done here. I think that was our harassment. Of course, Fabian's not done with his harassment. He's got his Royal Knights moving in, and he's got his 2 town centers. His economy is just kicking. He needs to get, yep, he's housing blocked. He needs to get more houses going. That was probably pretty painful. He's getting upgrades. He's sending a lot of Royal Knights across the way. He's even sending spearmen, and he's finding such an exposed base. This is once again that cutthroat French on French action. If you get a few Royal Knights into the base of an opposing French player, what are they going to do? If they don't have as many Royal Knights, they're done. And the problem is, Lovely Mouse has a very exposed economy because these traders have to walk across the entire map. And these French Royal Knights are so good at chasing down those units. Shanae decides to retreat to the French base. Probably a good idea. This is pretty well positioned to defend itself. There's lots of outposts. There's also a town center here. And yeah, Lovely Mouse is really suffering. Look at the economy. Trying to make a farm transition, but oof. Yodao, our opposing French opponent, looks like our French opponent's going for a lot of stone. Not sure why that is. Lovely Mouse was able to age up. It's kind of insane that if just a few traders make it across the map, you get enough gold to easily age up. However, this is kind of like a Holy Roman Empire opponent. They've made it to the Castle Age, but they just don't really have much of an economy at all. The villagers are dead. They're trying to do a farm transition. There's pretty much just wood, farms, and the golden markets are being attacked by all these units. Look at this. Fabian's not done. He's got a good force here. Finally, things calm down. That was a lot. Personally, I've ran into some food issues, but we're making a farming transition. And we need to get down to this food over here. Yeah, we've got berries, we've got deer. Yeah, there's a lot of berries down here. Definitely want to grab up all of this. Moon making it to the Castle Age. I'm a little surprised to see our opponents all making it to the Castle Age before us. Granted, I went for a second town center. Fabian went for a second town center, and Shanae was just putting pressure on all that time. Though I really wish he had gone for his farming transition a little earlier. But now he's got about a 1k economy. That's on par with maybe Yodao. I age up, I get another vizier point, we grab up our imams. We're going to be the first one to get out there grabbing up relics. And look at this. I mean, unless the Mongol player brings their archers over here, the French opponents are going to have a real hard time dealing with this. 4 Royal Knights and some hardened spearmen, and even more hardened spearmen arriving. And when these spearmen join the battle, look at that. Yeah, they cannot be engaging here. Lovely Mouse has to back away. And honestly, if he just parks his units here, if Fabian just parks his units here, he can pick up so many traders. Oh, the spearmen are going to work. This is so bad. Yeah, Lovely Mouse has to get out of here. Finding the Royal Institute, probably not worth going after, but these villagers are worth going after. Keep looking for those traders. Would love to see them. If Lovely Mouse is spending money on them, we should just start killing them. Yep, there they are. Shanae ages up, but is under pressure. It's a huge siege force. It's a bunch of veteran archers, Royal Knights, and the Mongols have gotten their siege engineering upgrade. They're going to start assembling mangonels, springalds, and trebuchets. And there's all the traders. Oh, they're all clumped together. The spearmen do bonus damage to them. There's just not enough French units here. And look, Lovely Mouse has recognized he needs to get archers out on the field to deal with these spearmen, but oh, more Royal Knights. Where did these even come from? I think they were raiding the farmlands. Lovely Mouse's economy is about to just implode. It's going to drop to 0. Me, I'm also trying to look around the map for villagers. Oh my god, we should just stop here and take on all these villagers. Do I not notice? I don't notice. Oh, that's painful. Should have gone for those. I'm actually going to the backside because I'm worried the Mongol and French player are both trading back here. So we're just going to kind of patrol on this back area. But all we find is a gur with no villagers. Kind of frustrating. Over here, glad to see the White Tower down. My English ally pretty much only has the White Tower and the Council Hall for production, which is rough, but he can make siege from the White Tower. He can make crossbowmen and longbowmen from the Council Hall. Though I'd really like to see him... Oh no, he did get the veterancy upgrade. Nice. We're also rallying units to the front line. We realize that we can help out Shanae with this siege, because once the trebuchets start coming out, they'll be able to target down these 3 landmarks, and that'll be rough for Shanae. But speaking of rough, this French base is just getting massacred. There's even archers showing up from Fabian. And Fabian still hasn't aged up. He's just using his incredibly strong economy to push out units. Looks like 2 barracks, 2 archery ranges, and the School of Cavalry is producing... Oh my god, come on, Fabian, what is this? Get another stables down. He's got great production, but looks like they're all stacked up on the School of Cavalry. He could cancel all these and get to the Castle Age if he wanted to. Nice, even going for battering rams. Up here, the traction trebuchets are here. They're not very good. They're not as good as regular trebuchets, but they are sieging down the Council Hall. And this is a difficult siege to break because there's already outposts and the Kurultai is here. The Mongol opponent, Moon, aged up with the Kurultai. That said, we like how slow the siege is going. It's giving me a chance to set up a siege workshop, an outpost. Like, we're setting up a forward base here, and we're just getting out springalds. We'll probably get out mangonels. And we're also trying to pick off reinforcements. I realized just having my units sitting around here wasn't really going to do anything. So we're sending our units and we're patrolling back and forth. We're also sending these cavalry around to look for villagers. Really wish these Spahi would find something. And we did get the Mater upgrade. So look at how fast these units move. The move speed on these guys is insane. Yep, finding a trader. That's good. And looks like there's some villagers down here. Ooh, I'd love to go after these villagers. Yeah. There we go. Would also like to see a scout with these units. Yeah, that's good. Over here, the French Royal Knights want to move in, but this just wall of veteran longbowmen with the network of castles upgrade, it's very strong. Yep, we're picking off some of the reinforcements. We're deciding to move in. I don't know how much I like this. Honestly, we just want to take out the trebuchets to just say, like, yeah, you're going to need to come back here with more. But yeah, the Springalds are moving in. Yeah, we're trying to target the opposing Springalds, but there's just too many Royal Knights here. We've got more of our units coming in. Fortunately, our Spahi have made it into the Mongol base and are just cutting down villagers, but more than anything, we're really just idling the economy. Speaking of idle economies, it looks like Fabian's winning out over Lovely Mouse. I think Lovely Mouse is done. Economy is down to sub 1K. Everyone else's economy is approaching 1.5, 2K, or in my case, maybe up at 3. I mean, me and Fabian are just taking over. He and I are happily snugged next to each other. Like we're just happy to be having the game of our lives. Like we can just build whatever we want. And I'm pinging that I have a market down here, and Fabian's like, okay, I'll start trading with that myself. And now we're gonna help out Shanae, who's really not had the same game as us, has just been under constant pressure. But we have the siege units to help out. Yeah, we've got all of these spearmen. The problem is all these archers. I need Shanae to come forward. And Shanae's finally rounded out his production. Look at all these barracks. Getting out the man-at-arms. Yeah, looking good. We're duking it out. Spearmen are unfortunately dying to all the knights, but yeah, there's a lot of crossbowmen in the mix now. So these French units aren't as strong as they think they are. And there's that huge mass of archers. We just need to get some mangonel out. So yeah, another sort of exchange of military units, and I'm okay with the exchange. Both sides lost a lot, but it wasn't all that bad considering that we're continuing to rally units this way. And that Lovely Mouse is just so crippled. Although it looks like Fabian lost his units or pulled them out. And now he's decided to merge up here with us. I think Fabian's going to finally help break the siege. I'm dealing with some French knights down here. That's okay, it's just Lovely Mouse. He's got a pretty weak economy. We're not too worried about these units. And our upgrades are looking good. Alright, things have calmed down. Now we're just kind of claiming parts of the map. We've put keeps down on these large gold deposits. That's looking really good. Kind of a lesson I learned from my last game on Lipany. And now that things have calmed down, I think we're just going to gather up our forces and finally crush this siege. Yeah, this siege line does not have a chance. I mean, the outposts are convenient, but it's just archers. And if we can get some mangonels to the front lines here, yeah, we need to get this mangonel engaging. These archers don't have a chance. Yep. And here comes the mangonel. We've got villagers here too. The Mongol players got villagers here, so these mangonel shots, oof, they're satisfying no matter what. And here come more villagers. Better retreat those guys. Oof. We're getting a little bit of harassment here from more knights from Lovely Mouse, but we'll be able to defend against them. It's just not enough of a force to really matter. Seen more French Royal Knights coming forward. These are from Yodao. Yodao has had time to stabilize, and he's up to about 2.5K in income. Could be an issue, but again, it's all about me and Fabian. Fabian's up to maybe 3K. I'm well above 3K. I'm about 4K. Thing is, we're throwing away a lot of units here. These man-at-arms don't do as well against these veteran Royal Knights. We need crossbowmen, we need spearmen. I think we're realizing it. Ooh, I'd love to get these villagers here. Pretty random that they're just hanging out. This mangonel I've pretty much trained to chase after this huge archer mass. Whether that's a good idea, I don't know, but if it's taking shots, I'm happy. Yeah, that felt good. Unfortunately, the Kurultai is right here, damaging these archers, it's not as important when the opponent has the Kurultai, because he can heal up his units really easily. Now Fabian and I are realizing, yeah, let's get our markets going. I'm going to start producing more traders. Right now I'm just going to this neutral market, but maybe I can switch over to this one. We're going to spend our Vizier point on the trade bags, yeah, for sure. There's those French knights that made their way into my base. We'll just chase it down with a few units. We've even got Janissaries coming out, because we've realized that it's a lot of cavalry from our opponents. Janissaries would do really well here. Now this is painful. These are very strong veteran royal knights with the bloodlines upgrade from Yodao. Yodao's finally flexing his military muscles here. He's got great upgrades. These are well upgraded knights. The only thing Yodao's lacking is gold. And I think he's realized that Yodao's putting the Red Palace down here near this gold and the Sacred Site. Those will be good sources of gold income for him. But we've noticed the Red Palace going up. And I'm pinging it, telling my allies, like, hey, if we can shut this down, that'd be huge. Prevent an age up and prevent this Sacred Site and gold from being taken. Some man-at-arms from Shanae have made it all the way over here and are killing villagers gathering stone. Love it. There's those traders still going. Lovely Mouse is not giving up on the trade strategy, and it's paying off. 2,000 gold income. Probably going to lose this mangonel, but what a shot on all those villagers gathering deer. You're just a poor villager. You're just scraping some meat off of a deer, and then these huge stones come out of nowhere and smush you. Man, life was hard back then. Red Palace is looking like it's going to go up. More villagers rallying over. We've got our siege engineering, so we can just keep putting down battering rams. I don't know how well battering rams do against the Red Palace, but we're going to find out. Like I said, we've got Janissaries out on the field. Remember, these guys do 16 and then plus 16 versus cavalry, so a whopping 32 damage every time they shoot at these French Royal Knights. But they're much better when they are standing behind other units or in the protection of this keep, so we'll just retreat them back. And yeah, these French Knights should not be coming forward. He's going to lose a lot of units here. Of course, the moment this Red Palace finishes, we got to back out, because this thing's a machine gun. It's just going to gun down units. Yeah, I love seeing the Janissaries. Let's keep those in production. If you're curious, I had my military schools set to crossbowmen for a long time, but now I've switched them over to knights after getting that Vizier upgrade for advanced academies. I figured it's just nice getting free knights. Honestly, I should maybe set it to Janissaries, but hard to say. We've got a decent amount of production, he said. That's a lot of archery ranges. That's where I can get all my Janissaries from. And we're also building up a lot of our traders. Not as much as Fabian. Fabian has just made a ton. Yeah, look at it. He went with the triple markets here. They rally. They bring back 233 gold. Meanwhile, my traders with their bonus gold are bringing back almost 400. Wow, I didn't realize how big that was. But yeah, we're aging up to the Imperial Age. Yodao and Moon have already made it to the Imperial Age. And you can see, I think this game might be over. Yodao is at maybe 1.5 resources. Moon is at maybe 1k. And Lovely Mouse is once again getting just completely smushed by our French ally. Unfortunate. It was a good game. I really enjoyed the back and forth. Remember, it started with longbowmen coming forward, doing lots of harassment. We traded so many units up here. I was really happy with my micro, and I was always keeping my spearmen near the longbowmen of our opponents. Keeping my spearmen near my ally Shanae's longbowmen. We were screening really well against all the French Royal Knights. It was very satisfying. We were just trading incredibly efficiently. Even if we weren't getting villager kills, we were doing really well in terms of just trades. Additionally, after all that trading and we saw Fabian just make so many military units and just stream them into Lovely Mouse's base. Somehow he recognized that Lovely Mouse was very vulnerable with this trade strategy and just destroyed the economy here. Then there was the huge siege line that got set up here. Look at all the destroyed buildings here. The Cruelty and the outposts that were here. And look at that. Shanae's taken over the gold vein that used to be mined by the Mongol player. We broke this siege after a while with our combined forces. And after that, things just started going sideways for our opponents. Because we just started moving in. Well, Fabian started moving into Lovely Mouse's base again. And Shanae and I were able to set up this siege line here, which gave us so many advantages. We already had the large gold deposits secured. Our economies just started to outclass our opponents. Great game. Hoping for more like this. And hoping for more map spawns like this one. This one felt a little bit better than that 2v2 on Lipany from a game or two ago. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the match, and I'll catch you for the next one. See you then.